Hi guys, happy Tuesday. Welcome to our team call. Um, I'm so excited. We have like so many announcements because last week was Super Saturday. Last night we had an Emerald push and we just have a lot of amazing things going on. But we decided that next week, as a team call, we're going to just go over some of the announcements in more detail because in an amazing way, our team has like blown up in the last quarter. Sometimes it can feel overwhelming, like what is this, I'm seeing these announcements come up from Super Saturday. I'm seeing my coach post about this stuff, but I have no idea what she's talking about. So next week, we're going to go over the new Success Club system. That's a business activity tracker where basically Beachbody Company Corporate is putting out exactly what you need to do with times to help you organize your power hour every single day so that you can move forward. That tagged with the Road to Elite, and the first one is, becoming team builder, which everybody can do, and will do this year, like by Summit. And that tells you exactly what you need to be doing. So you feel like you're moving in the right direction. Because sometimes as coaches, we're like, I don't know if I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just kind of going forward. So we're going to go over that in detail. Also, next month is Team Cup. We'll go over that. We'll go over, again, like I said, Road to Elite. This year's Success Club prizes are pretty bomb. So to review, if you make Success Club, you're like, this can start at any point in the year. So your first month, your third month, your sixth month, your ninth month, and your 12th month, within the year, you get a prize, and they're really great. And like the final 12 month is like a luggage set, a luggage piece of luggage that has like, always Beachbody logo embroidered on it. So I'm pretty pumped about that one, especially because next year we're all going to be at Punta Cana for the Success Club trip, and I'll go over like what that is, what that means, how you get on the Success Club trip, how you earn money so that you're paying for it. Brenna and I were able to go to Mexico this past year, and it was amazing. Her husband gets seasick, so I'm going on the cruise with my entire family that was basically completely paid for. And so that's pretty awesome. So we want everybody to go on that. Then this month, so something to keep in mind, just this month, you're earning double trip dollars towards that trip. So every Success Club point you get is usually, it depends on the month, but usually around $20 or $40. I can't remember. But whatever it is, it's double this right now. January to start the year is always double. So it's always a great motivation to push a little bit harder, one, to set yourself up. And even if you're like, I don't know what the Success Club trip is, but I need to hustle because double the money is like always a great thing. And then the Summit tickets are on sale, and we're going to start a, Team Bowl Fitness, Team Through Thick and Thin combo Summit page, so that those of you who are going to be with us, which we're going to have so many people, we can start talking about rooms. If you guys want to, join up to get a room or an Airbnb or travel together or drive together, wherever you guys are. So it's going to be so fun. We have such an amazing year ahead of us. I just can't even, my ideas, I have a to-do list and then an idea list. It's 75 pages long because I'm just so excited for everyone, like t-shirts, pictures, retreats in the fall, everything. So anyway, so I didn't want to take up a bunch of time because that is a whole call in itself. And Brenna is going to talk about inviting, and I'm going to stats her up right now. So she is a one-star diamond team who earned New Leader Conference, and she's going in February, which is a huge honor for her to represent her team and go and get amazing leadership. Like, we know Keisha Fitzgerald is going to be there, and Ashley Molstedt, and obviously the CEO, and they really they lean into their new leaders, and they recognize that the new leaders right now are going to be the advanced leaders later. So they need to know. And then she's going to come back, and I'm going with her, and we're going to come back and tell you all these things. But more importantly is that Brenna hustles really, really hard. And to get to 1-star qualifying, she just decided she was going to do it and talked to a massive amount of people about coaching, the opportunity, and if they really weren't into that, she talked about getting them the discount so that they were rocking their own fitness journey with, you know, saving some money. So she's going to talk about all of that tonight, and I hope you have notes. If you're watching the recording, get notes out. If you jump on, hit up the chat, and I'm sure if you have a specific question, just type it out and she'll review after. So Brenna, take it away.
All right, thanks, Sam. Let me share my screen real quick with you guys. So first of all, I just want to say that what Sam was talking about in regards to Summit and Punta Cana, I was in your guys' shoes when I went to my first Success Club trip. I literally was a brand new coach. I had no Success Club points on the board. I had no idea what I was doing, and my first 6 months I hustled really hard, and I was able to get an invite to Mexico, and it basically is a big celebration of you. It's a big party filled with beach, sun, drinks, and food, and a great time. So I definitely recommend going. It's for me, it's the one trip that my husband and I do together, and we get super pumped about it. So Punta Cana is going to be amazing. I've been there before, and I'm so stoked to go back. And Summit, like she said, that team page or that Summit page we're going to create, we're going to start talking about themes, shirts, prizes, who's going, what we're doing, all of that stuff. So if you have not gotten your Summit ticket yet, do it now because they're on sale, and then we'll get you added to the page as well. So tonight, I wanted to talk to you guys about inviting and not inviting. I'm going to preface this by saying, like Sam said, I was able to go 1-star in 6 weeks, which typically, a lot of people will say moving your business forward takes a lot of time. When in reality, I'm a big believer in this business that it takes, and you'll hear a lot of top coaches say this, it doesn't take a lot of little, slow-moving actions over a long period of time. It takes bursts of massive action in a very short period of time to reach really massive success. And I basically called Sam one day and was like, I need this. My business needs this. I am going to do this. I don't care hell or high water. I am going Star Diamond. Don't care what's happening. So I wanted to talk to you guys about how I kind of went about that process and give you guys some really awesome scripts, some action steps, and some, not in theory, some things that you can actually put into action tonight. I also want to say before I get started that the people I'm talking about when I'm talking about inviting here, I'm not talking about your mom, your warm market, your best friend. So those people, when I'm talking to somebody who I know really well, who already knows me in person, I'm going to invite them like they're my best friend. I'm going to tell them, hey girl, I'm doing this cool thing. You need to do it with me. Let me tell you all about it. Here's the link. You're going to go sign up right now. I'm not going to have this same kind of conversation because we're besties and we're going to just do it together regardless. This is for people who maybe I don't know and who I'm getting to know through a social media platform of some sort. So what some would call your cold market, or just people who you don't know already. They don't know you, they don't love you, and they don't trust you right off the bat. And for me, I didn't really have a big warm market. And the warm market I did have when I got pregnant, I deleted all of them off my Facebook because I was super antisocial and hormones took over my life. So my warm market went bye-bye pretty fast, and we kind of jumped into this cold market. So most of my inviting these days is on Instagram. So that's the other part I want to say when I'm talking to you guys about how I'm inviting and all of that stuff, who this is kind of going with. So you'll see sometimes it'll say follow or like or story on some of these. I actually shared things that I say verbatim. And that's because I'm referring to Instagram. Not that you couldn't transition a little bit of verbiage and use these on Facebook if that's where you're primarily building your business. But these are for Instagram. So just fair warning. So let me see. Okay. So first of all, I wanted to address when you're talking about building a business, whether you're going to be an emerald coach, whether you're going to be a diamond coach, whether you're going to be the top coach in this business, I want you to first recognize who you're inviting. Because some people tell me, I have nobody to invite. No one's going to want to do this with me. Lies, 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 okay? Because not only can everybody benefit from being healthier, being happier, having a support group, and honestly, we're so fun. Why would you not want to hang out with us? So everybody could benefit from this. Outside of the fact that this is something that each and every one of us is using in our daily lives and is affecting us in a positive way, why would you be selfish and keep that to yourself and not share that with the people around you who deserve and need to have this in their life? So when I say who are you inviting, I mean you're literally inviting everyone. So what that means to you, some people, when I first started this business, that meant I downloaded my Facebook friend list. For me now, it's going through my Instagram followers and talking to all of those new moms and women on my page. Whoever that might be, though, people you work with, your banker, your cleaning lady, your nanny, whoever it is for you that you interact with, that is somebody who could truly benefit from having this amazing community, these amazing programs, and this amazing coach opportunity in their life. So whether you're somebody like me, so for me on my invites, I write them down in a notebook because I like to cross them off, and then I use a various tracking system, which we'll do a different call on that. Whether you're doing that, whether you're writing them on a piece of paper, whether you're putting them in a spreadsheet, whatever you're doing, I want you to write down all of your people. I want you to acknowledge how many people you have in your life who you're going to be inviting. So like I said, the type of inviting I'm talking about here is for people who maybe you don't know as well. So that's why I put your followers, people who like your stories, your friends and family, the people who comment on your posts. Like every single person here showing up is not only showing up for their own journey, but they're also sharing. So when someone is sharing on their stories or sharing on their page, people are liking, people are commenting, especially as your following starts to grow. And the more you share, the more social media shares your posts and the more people who interact. Those are people who are already showing you love on what you're already doing and talking about. So those are perfect people to invite. And if you're looking for a way to kind of organize them, I did put this on here as a quick Followers and Captivate are two apps that are great to use to kind of create lists if you don't already have them, and are a great way to kind of get started. But regardless, guys, I don't care who you pick, you need to start with a list. You need to create a list and you need to invite, because if you're not inviting, you're not growing a business, period, point blank. Okay, so that's the first thing. And I did talk about why this is so important and that this is a gift. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't be that person. Okay, so the first, oh, no, wait, what's happening? Hold on. Not sure what happened to my slides. Okay, there we go. I jumped ahead, sorry guys. Okay, there we go. So, boot camp invitation. So typically, when I'm going through and I'm deciding to invite somebody, I'm inviting them what I call a boot camp. Sam calls them fit camps, whatever, challenge group, whatever you want to call them. But as coaches, we host these monthly community support groups for women who are wanting to get fit, who are wanting to get healthy, and then some of those people are wanting to build a business. For me, I started out as a true discount coach boot camper who fell in love with the products. So I am not scared to invite somebody to a boot camp. Get them started, get them falling in love, and get them results. But sometimes I'll hear, I don't know how to invite them. What do I even say? So there are two things I want to tell you. One, I get a lot of times people say I'm scared to invite because I feel salesy. So first of all, everyone is selling something in the world that we live in. Being a part of a organization where you offer someone a product or a program that is going to change their life, if you don't sell them it, someone else will sell them a lesser, cheaper, less effective version of that. So I want you to keep in mind what you are bringing to the table, and when you invite, I want you to invite with confidence, because the reality is the only time that I ever felt like a icky salesperson was when I sounded like an icky salesperson. That is it. None of these invites are going to come off as an icky salesperson, because the reality is you're offering something to somebody that could benefit them. And if they choose not to take it, or if they're not ready, that's okay. So the first thing I want to talk about with invites is I always want to thank the person or acknowledge that they in some way are supporting me. I'm not inviting random people on social media. These are all people who are following me, who are already seeing my content, who are already choosing to follow my page and see what I'm talking about. So they have some sort of interest, whether it be in my ridiculous dance parties or in my health and fitness posts, or they just think my kid is cute. Whatever the reason is they're following me, they chose to come to my page and to see my content, right? So there's somebody who is already decided that they in some way, shape, or form want to interact with me. So again, don't invite randos, because then you become that rando, creepy salesperson who's cold messaging everyone. Okay, that's not what we're doing here. We're inviting people to join us. So first of all, I want you to recognize how they're supporting you and thank them, because the reality is I would not have a business without every single person in my boot camp, every single coach on my team, every single person who has supported me in some way, shape, or form. So I want to make sure that I let them know I recognize that they're choosing to follow me, and that is really awesome, and I really appreciate it. This little black blob thing is a kissy face on an emoji. I don't know when I put it in here why it looks like a creepy ghost that's attacking you. I don't know. So anyway, that's what that's supposed to be. So first of all, I always thank them. Second of all, I give them a little bit of information. In all of these things, you're going to see they're short, concise messages. The hardest thing, I think, for a new coach, and I am so that person, is the word vomit, is what we call it. When literally you're like, oh my God, let me tell you about this amazing thing. And you just tell them everything about it. And they're like, whoa, girl, I don't even know if I want this, right? And it's hard not to, because we're super pumped and we're super hyped and we know how amazing this is and we want to share it with other people. The reality is, though, people have to know why this is important to them, why it's going to be amazing for them, not why you've decided it's amazing for them. So keep it short, keep it brief, keep it to the point. So I let them know I run monthly boot camps. I let them know that there's only women, because that's who I choose to work with, my population. And I talk about what they're going to get at. They're going to become the best version of themselves, both mentally and physically. We're going to have support, we're going to have accountability, and we're going to have a strong community of women. I let them know there's only a few spots left, because, guys, you want to create that FOMO. You want them to understand that this is not something that people aren't joining. You want them to know, hey, I started with 10 spots. Now I only have 3 left. Are you going to be one of the last 3? And I also do that with the invitation-only group. So I'm saying these same exact words and talking about these same things on my stories, on my feed. So when I'm sending this as an invitation in someone's messages, typically they're not shocked that I'm inviting them. Most of them are thankful that I actually reached out and kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe you're inviting me to this invite-only boot camp, right? And because I've been showing up so consistently, and they know that I go and I do test groups and I do monthly boot camps, and they see me consistently showing up for years now, it's a lot easier for them to be like, this girl's legit and she chose me to be a part of her boot camp, so I'm going to respond. Not everyone. I still get a lot of people who ghost me. But with this initial invite, whether someone responds to you or not is not the point. I know that seems weird, but it really is not the point. When someone sends you a message about something that they're doing, what is the first thing you do? You creep them. You go on their page and you creep their page and you look at all their stuff to see, do I really like this person? What are they even talking about? Blah, 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 right? And if you're being a consistent coach and you're showing up, not that you need to be a billboard for Beachbody. Actually, please don't be a billboard for Beachbody. Please don't tag Beachbody. Please don't tag Shakeology. I want you to talk about you. This is your business, your brand, and these are your boot camps that you create for these women to support them. But I also want to see that you do health and fitness, that you love this stuff, and that you're a coach and people can do it too. So when you're sending these invites, they're like, oh, that's what she's posting about. Oh, that's what her like random motivational quotes that I always think are cool, but I'm not really sure why she's sharing them. This is why. Okay, so we're going to send them the initial invite. If for some reason they ghost you, which, again, don't take personally. This journey is not about you. Although you know this is great for them, you know this is perfect for them, you know that this is going to benefit their lives, this is not about you. Health and fitness is about the person that you're inviting. Everyone has to be ready when they're ready. This also, I'm going to say this again for coaching. Everyone has to be ready when they are ready. So that being said, sometimes people also ghost you because most of the people on this call right now are moms, are busy, work full time, run around full time, never can even keep, if their head wasn't attached to their body, they would not even know where it's located, right? So how many of you open a message, read it, your kid starts screaming, you put the phone down, and that's the end of the message for you. You're never going to look at it again, right? Happens all the time to me. So I'm assuming that's happening to the person I'm talking to. because obviously they're just as busy as I am. Otherwise, I wouldn't be inviting them to the boot camp. Obviously, they wouldn't be attracted to my page if they were sitting at home with nothing to do and, you know, needed a home workout because they're too lazy. Like, you know what I mean? So the second invite is my follow-up message. Over and over and over, you will always see a follow-up message throughout this entire training. And I'm giving you guys a lot of information in the beginning, and then I'm going to kind of go through. So just bear with me. The money and the success and moving your business forward is all about the follow-up. Okay, so you have to send that initial invite so they'll creep your page, right? You have to send that initial invite and assume they're going to say no. Assume they're going to ghost you, because the reality is people have to feel like they can say no. Everyone has an excuse not to be healthy. Otherwise, we would all be healthy, right? But they have to know and see you and know that you're going to be there when they need you. So that's where this follow-up comes in. When you choose to follow up is up to you. I usually give people a couple days if I haven't heard from them, and I'll send them a follow-up message. I usually started with something like, I'm not sure if my last message went through. I wanted to follow up with you to see if this is something that would get you pumped. I know you're super busy with life, because that's how I talk. Again, guys, don't verbatim use my words if this isn't how you would say things. But the last few spots in the boot camp are starting to fill up, and I think it'd be awesome to have you. You're letting them know you're there for them. You're letting them know that you want them in the boot camp, and that also that there's a time frame that they need to speed it up. Then at that point, they may ghost you again. They may have seen your message and they're like, I'm just not ready for this girl. But I guarantee you 99% of those people are not going to unfollow you. They're going to watch you. This has created an opportunity for them to truly see you, to then see your name stick out when you make a post and see you pop up on their page, to then decide, do I want to do health and fitness? And your goal as a coach is to, when they think about, I am truly ready for a change, I really need girlfriends, I really need to get healthy, whatever it is, your beautiful face needs to pop up in their head, and they need to say, oh, I know this girl Sam, she does home workouts, and man, I could really use that in my life. I'm going to go message her. That is the key. So if this goes through and I get to the point where, you know, we've kind of gone back and forth, but they disappear or whatever, the last thing I do is I send them this last message at the very bottom that says, Doll, just wanted to let you, sorry about all these like screens. I don't know how to get rid of those. Doll, just wanted to let you know there is no pressure. I run boot camps every month, and whenever you're ready, please don't hesitate to reach out. This gives them the opportunity to feel like you're not going to be mad at them. You're not going to be like, oh, this stinking girl didn't respond to me, therefore I disown you forever. And it lets them know that that it's all about them, and when they're ready, they can join you. So that's my boot camp invites. And you know, Sam and I, just to clarify, we have pretty similar, I mean, our verbiage is a little different, but the way we go about this process is very similar. The great news is, guys, if you are not using quick replies on Instagram, you should. So on Instagram, at the very bottom, there's an option to click a button, and it has quick replies. So for me, like this second one, you know, if someone doesn't respond to me, I don't want to have to type that out every single time I'm doing a follow-up message. So I have it saved as a quick reply. When someone doesn't show up after 2 days, I'm going to send them that message, and I'm just going to pop, 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 pop. Massive action, short period of time. That is the goal. So this is a great way to do that. So now we've talked about boot camps. Now we're going to go into coaching. So some of you guys are new to coaching, and can I just say this, a lot of times when you're new, it's scary to invite to coaching. You're like, I'm a new coach, I don't know anything, how am I going to train somebody to be a new coach? First of all, being a coach is, your first job is taking care of yourself, which every single boot camper and challenger you have is already and should already be doing that. Second of all, the only other job you have as a coach truly is supporting other people. Third, as a brand new coach, you have the most passion for this business of anybody, okay? Because you're new and you're hyped and you're on this awesome adventure. Why not have people go in it with you? So I want you to, as much as you can, not be intimidated to invite to coaching. If you know somebody in your life who would be a great coach because their personality, because they already love health and fitness, because there's somebody who honestly you would love to work with, period, then you need to invite them to coaching. So when we're talking about coaching, I am looking for somebody who typically, if I'm inviting someone right off the bat, because let me say, most of my coaches come from my boot camps. There's somebody who's like emerged as a great challenger and who then turns into a coach. That being said, even some of you ladies on this call tonight are my coaches who literally got invited to the coach opportunity and jumped at it right away. So there are those who do that. This is for somebody who I think right away is going to be a great coach. So this would be somebody who maybe is already into health and fitness, but who's wanting to build a business. This might be somebody who you just love their personality and the stuff they share on Instagram, you're obsessed with them and you stalk them secretly and you feel like they need to be a part of our community. This might be the type of invite you might send. So the first thing I do, again, I recognize what they are doing. I tell them how much I love their page and all the stuff that they're sharing, because obviously if I see a coach in them, there's a reason for that. I don't invite just random people who, never talk about health and fitness or never share their personality or never get on camera to coaching. Like, I look at their page, I see who they are, kind of what they're about, and then I'll invite them. So I let them know, ask them if they've ever thought about coaching. And kind of the reason why I think they would be an amazing addition. And then I want you guys to always end every single message you're sending with a question. So some great ways to say, have you considered? Is this something that would interest you? Would you be open to that? Because most people like to believe that they're open to hearing more, that they want to consider something. And maybe if they've never thought about it, you asking will make them think about it. Whether or not they sign up at that point is, again, not the point. The point is that then they're going to watch you. They're going to see you as their coach, and they're going to start to see what you're doing and envision, can I do that for myself? Is that something I could be doing on a daily basis as well? So that's how these invites work. The second invite, again, my follow-up invite, very similar to a follow-up invite for a boot camp. The difference is I'm talking about coaching. The other part with coach invites, I get on the phone with all potential coaches, or at least I attempt to if they will be open to that. I do this because I think when you're talking about working with somebody, you want to know that they're going to be a good fit for your team and you're going to be a good fit for them as a coach. I have gotten on the phone with people and told them I don't think I'm a good coach for them, honestly, because the reality is if someone's talking about like, this is a business opportunity, this is what I want to do, okay, then you need to be able to get on the phone with me for 10 minutes and me to give you all the details. If you're a new coach and you've never gotten on the phone with somebody, please don't hesitate to reach out to your upline, because I know Sam will get on the phone with people. I get on the phone pretty much every time, and give you kind of some how-tos on that. Also, if you guys didn't know, our upline has helped, and we co-host, Sam and I co-host a coach open house every single month. I'm pretty sure, Lana, you were in the open house, I'm pretty sure. But so what you can do is you can ask them, rather than saying, I'd love to jump on the phone with you for 10 minutes. You can say, hey, I have this awesome coach open house that gives all the information about coaching, which it does, guys. It gives income breakdown. It gives down how to. It talks about what we do as coaches. And as a coach, you even have the opportunity to go in there live and share your story, which I do every single month. You have the ability to add them to this group, tag them in it, and then have a conversation with them after. So that way they know all the info going in, you're just answering clarifying questions. So that's also a great way to do a follow-up message, because sometimes people don't want to get on the phone, but they're open to being part of a group. And then at the very end, my last follow-up message, let's say somebody says, I'm interested in coaching, what's it all about? And I tell them, and then they disappear because they freak themselves out or whatever. Then I follow up with the doll, just wanted to let you know there's no pressure, and I would love to have you. Does that make sense? I can't see the chat. Is anyone commenting anything? No? We're good? Okay, cool. So what did I say initially? Everything, all the big fish are in the follow-up. So with that being said, we're not just going to invite somebody and follow up with them 2 days later and never talk to them again, because that would make no sense. Now you have them looking at your page. Now you have them interacting with you or watching you or liking your stuff. This is when they are now going to really see you. They're really now going to build a relationship with you. So I don't go from one invite to the other and never interact with them again. We're typically talking, we're chatting on stories, I'm liking their posts, all of those things. But I'll send them an invite, and then I move them onto my list, and I have a 90-day follow-up list. So after 90 days, or if they tell me in the last conversation, which over the holidays I got this a lot, follow up with me after the holidays, follow up with me after the holidays. So in January, guys, I'm going to follow up with them after the holidays because that's when they're going to be ready. And I'm going to follow up with them again and again and again until someone looks at me and says, I will never join your boot camp. You're going to continue to follow up with them. Because I can't tell you, in the month of November, going Star Diamond, 10 of the people who signed up with me, I did not invite that month. Okay, so let me reiterate. Those are people who I had invited 6 months before, a year before, a year and a half before. 10 of those people reached out to me in November and said, okay, I'm ready. That is the power of the follow-up because they knew when they were ready, I was going to be here because I continued to invite them every 3 months and they knew that when they're ready, I was their girl, right? So that's what we're creating by inviting. It's not about the initial follow-up. It's not about the initial invite. It's truly about this multiple follow-ups. So these are how I do multiple follow-ups. If there's somebody who continues to watch my story, which Sam and I joke about this, like there's some people who will literally watch everything you do, like everything you do, and then you send them a message and they're like, oh, whoa, we're talking, you know, and it freaks them out for whatever reason. And they don't respond right away. But then over time, then all of a sudden they're like, okay, I know you've invited me 6 times. I know I creep you all the time. I'm ready now. So for that person, you know, I'll tell them, thank you for checking out my story, or thank you for the follow-up, or thanks for loving my daughter's photo, whatever it is. I let them know that we have talked previously and that when we talked, you were pumped. I remind them that they were excited about doing this, but whether it was terrible timing or finances were tight or you were going on vacation or whatever that is, insert their excuse because, guys, we all know all of that stuff is just an excuse. It's a buffer. Because the reality is no one has lots of time. No one has infinite amount of money, and no one isn't going on a vacation, a trip, or having some party in the next month. So all of those things, insert whatever their reason was that they were unable to do it. Let them know you're filling spots for your next boot camp. If you have a name for it, you can put that. I typically don't put dates because I want people, I'll send that as it gets closer. But the moment I have a boot camp start, so I had a boot camp start on Monday, that means my January boot camp is closed. So as of Tuesday, I'm now inviting all month long for my February boot camp, okay? So you're always inviting to something, or your next coach mentor group, or your next whatever it is. So there's never a time when you're not inviting. So I just want you to remember that don't feel like, oh, I have to wait till like right before it starts. Don't do that, because then it'll end up pushing you out or two. So in regards to that, this is, you know, I ask them, are you ready? Are you ready to get going? And they have the option to say no to me. And anytime someone says no, or I can't, or money, or this or that, my ultimate goal as a person who is working with them, who's going to talk to them regularly, I ask them when I can follow up with them. I ask them, can I follow up with you down the road? Would it be better if I follow up with you next month? Get a time frame, guys. The reality is people want you to them. They're follow up in January. Same thing with coaching. So with coaching, I do it a little differently, more because I'm talking about somebody who I've been stalking or who I love or who just needs to be a part of our team. So again, the same idea though. I let them know that I think they should be a part of our team. And then, is that me? I'm not unmuted. You got it, Sam? Okay. And let them know that, you know, I want to jump on the phone with them, or I want to add them to my sneak peek, or whatever that is going to be. So those are 2 great options. So every time I have a 90 days, I'm going to send somebody a message similar to this, guys. I'm not recreating the wheel. I'm just recreating the show up. I'm recreating popping up, letting them know, I'm here. Are you ready? No? Okay. I'm here. Are you ready? That's literally what this business is showing up for yourself and inviting people to join you and to change their lives when they're ready, not when you're ready. So when we're going through this inviting process, one of the biggest things in regards to word vomit that I struggled with, and I know Sam did, and things that we didn't necessarily have when we started as coaches, was an idea of like how to respond to some of these questions. When people ask you questions, sometimes I think it can make us feel nervous, like, oh my God, they're asking me something that means they're going to say no. or they have what we call objections. They have reasons why they can't, no time, no, yeah, no time, no excuses, whatever. And we immediately tail it and run the other way. This is the thing. When someone is asking you a question, when they're giving you kind of like a 1 foot in, 1 foot out answer, like, I am really busy with work. I just don't know if I really have time for this. Does that sound like a no? That sounds like, tell me how this is going to fit into my busy life because I'm really busy. So when people ask questions, I want you to answer their questions and answer it with confidence. So when someone asks me, what is a boot camp? This is my response. I let them know our boot camps are online. This is what we provide for you to join boot camp. Know that all the women in our boot camps do different programs, and Sam and I are different in that way. Sometimes she'll run like single program boot camps, but regardless, you can say whatever it is. The thing is, so every time someone asks me a question, my friends to chat with me about the program, they're going to do questions that I ask. So this is kind of how I respond. I tell them what boot camps are. Don't be shy about what you're able to provide people, because people spend hundreds of dollars on personal trainers, guys, and they don't get half of the support that we offer in our boot camps. We offer an amazing value, and people need to understand that. The second thing, when people ask me, what do you even do as a coach? Especially because I'm not posting Beachbody all over my thing. I'm not saying this is what I do as a coach, blah, 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 on my page. I keep it a little mysterious. And I like that because then people are interested. They want to know, they want to watch, they want to see what you're going to do. So when they ask me, what do I even do? That means I'm doing my job. And here I am, I'm going to tell you what I do as a coach. So I let them know that this is an opportunity that I get to help women on their health and fitness journey. That I also get to work with all of you babes who I'm obsessed with on a daily basis, and I get to build an income and a business. And then again, I ask them to get on the phone. This is where you could also insert, I would like to add you to a group, whatever that is. But no matter what, I end with a question. And then the last question, and the most common question I think I get, is how much? So when somebody asks you about money initially, you already know what their concern is, right? And the great news is about, again, what we offer is what people will pay $1,500 to go take some fake pills at a crazy clinic to lose some weight that they're going to gain back, right? People pay thousands of dollars for plastic surgery. People will pay whatever they think. They'll pay an infinite amount of money if they think it will get them what they want. So throughout this entire process, you're keeping it about them. You're teaching them why this is going to be the answer to what they need, because the reality is it is the answer to what they need. Those little wrap things don't work. The little pills you're taking, they don't work. But being a healthy person does work. Building a business with your best friends does work. So what we're offering is real. So don't be afraid to share that with them. So in regards to how much, I address with them that all my boot camps are free, because they are, guys. We don't have to provide those. And we choose to do that because we all know that when you have a community of women, you're way more likely to get results. But I also let them know that they do have to invest financially in the program that they're using to get results. Same thing as a coach. Signing up as a coach with a challenge pack essentially is free. They get to sign up and build a business for $15 a month. And that $15 a month goes towards websites, all the shipping and handling, all the customer, all the stuff that none of us are going to do. Let's be clear. No one wants to carry products and go to the post office every 2 days and do all of that hoopla. Okay? So best money ever spent. And they get to build a business doing that. And the only thing they have to invest in is the program they're already going to be using to get healthy themselves. Steal. So let them know that. The only financial investment is what you're using to get sexy. Okay? And all the programs vary in price, which is true. Most people who get set up in our boot camps are getting set up with the all access, which is $160 and is an amazing value, especially now with Beachbody on Demand. It's like mind blowing to me what we're able to offer people. So again, ending with a question and getting them back to the point. What is the program you're going to do in my next boot camp? And that's where I go with that. Okay. Everyone still feeling good? Have I lost anybody yet? I know it's late at night. We're all feeling hyped, or is it just me? You guys see I'm sweating? Okay, since Transform 20 this morning, I've been like sweating. It's so hot. Anyways, so The next thing I want to talk to you guys about is those questions. So now you guys have seen, I keep getting back to what program are you going to do? What program are you going to do? Can I ask you some questions? Then a lot of people are like, well, what do I even ask them? You know, it's easier to just tell them what we're doing, but then it becomes about us. Oh, okay, so I drink this shake every day, and then I work out for 30 minutes, and then I do, and people are like, good for you. That is so much information, and I am just like blown away and kind of overwhelmed, right? And when I'm saying all these things, these are things I have done and did for like 6 months straight. So I'm not saying that because I'm telling what you guys are doing, I'm telling you what I have physically done for many, many, many months. This whole process that we have created and that we've taken has been years in the making, okay? So we're giving this to you guys like right off the bat, and I hope you're excited about it. So when we talk about best programs, I typically go to 4 major questions. And these are questions, again, that are all about them. Let them talk. Let them answer you. Let them tell you why this program and these boot camps are perfect for them. Okay, so the first thing I do is I want to know what their health and fitness goals are. Why are they going to show up in a boot camp? Obviously, they responded to you for a reason because you invited them to this boot camp, you told them what they were going to get, and they responded, which means they're interested. Okay, so you're going to ask them, they're going to tell you, okay, I want to lose 15 pounds, or I had my second baby and I just don't feel like myself, and whatever that is. When someone answers you, I want you to think about feel, felt, found. I want you to acknowledge with them or relate with them, or I always call it like reinforcing because that's like the social worker in me. So if someone says, you know what, I need to lose 15 pounds, I just don't feel good about myself. Don't make them feel like they threw this, like it's hard to share your vulnerabilities and like, oh my God, I need to lose 20 pounds. Like that's not an easy thing to do. So let them know they're not alone. Like I remember telling my coach I needed to lose 30 pounds before my wedding, and that was like a drop in the bucket. So I let them know, I totally get it, girl. I felt the same way after I had my daughter. It is so tough being a brand new mom, but we're totally going to get you those 15 pounds. No problem. Totally doable. I want to find out what workouts do they enjoy, because the reality is if they're not doing a workout they don't enjoy, they're not going to do it, period. So I give them all the examples you see up here, guys, are all things that fall under Beachbody On Demand. Okay, so I'm giving them examples and giving them things to pull from. Do you like kickboxing? Do you like dance? So when they say, oh, I love dance and I like Pilates and sometimes I like to run. Perfect. So I let them know, okay, so it sounds like having a variety of workouts like yoga and dance would be perfect for you. Let them know, I hear you. I hear what you're saying. It's called that active listening. And you're letting them know what you said didn't go on deaf ears. I'm creating this program for you specifically. And this is why we're going to get you hooked up. The next thing, talking about nutrition, because we provide complete programs. So when we get to nutrition, I ask them, what's the toughest part for you? Again, I'm sharing a part of me. I struggle with sweets and having time to cook. It also gives them the opportunity to understand what I'm asking. I used to just say, what do you struggle with nutrition? And sometimes people would go off on this left-hand field about, it never answered my question. Let's just say that. So we're condensing, we're getting focused, and we're letting them know what we're looking for. Then I let them know if someone's like, oh my God, I eat fast food every single day and it is a constant struggle. Girl, I get fast food. Easy mom life, grab and go, it's so tough. It sounds like to me, having a really simple portion controlled meal plan where you can still enjoy your French fries on occasion would again be perfect for you. We're always reiterating, we're always repeating back to them what they've told us and how we all know our portion fixed containers are the perfect simple way to make a meal plan for anybody. This is also a great opportunity to talk about Shakeology. So I think most of the time people get nervous in talking about Shakeology because they don't know what to say about it. So I usually let them know how Shakeology has helped me. After I talk to them about the meal plan, I say, it also sounds like you're super busy, and my secret weapon, I even use the phrase secret weapon, Shakeology sounds like it would be perfect for you. It has helped me. And you're going to use whatever goals they told you in point 1. So if someone says they want to lose weight, you're going to say lose weight. If someone says, I struggle with energy, you're going to say, it helps me get some energy in that mom life. Whatever it is, because the reality is Shakeology does all of those things. It does all of those things. We're just helping reiterate to them why it would benefit them in their life. And typically I give examples like lose weight, give energy, and it's the easiest meal ever, which are all very accurate things that have to do with Shakeology and typically appeal to the women I'm talking to because that's my market. Crazy busy moms, people who work full time and have no time to create this 77 food item like Shakeology. Then I ask them if I can send them a video. This video is in your BB links. If you don't know where to find it, please reach out to your coach because again, that's a whole nother training. But I let them take the 2 minutes to watch that video. In this video, Beachbody does an amazing job of telling them why this is not a protein shake, of telling them why this is the true superfood shake that changes lives, the reason why that is what it is. And I let that video speak for itself. After that's all done, I'll ask them, and this is a key, guys, something I learned from multiple different sales books, is not asking them what do they think. I don't want you to ask people what do they think. It opens the door for people to tell you all the reasons that they've decided in the back of their mind that could be reasons to object to you. I want you to ask them, what did you like about it? What did you like about Shakeology? Because there's 77 reasons to like it, plus another 20 if you're talking about all the other side effects. And people will tell you why they liked it. And then reinforce that, okay? So this is giving them all of the reasons that they would be perfect for your boot camp or your program. So now, like I said, most of you here got set up with the all access, and most people that we set them up with the all access. And the main reason for that, guys, isn't because the all access is a one size fit all. It's truly because it is a program that can help pretty much everyone. So when there's a new program that launches, like when Transform 20 came out, I always have girls who are like pumped about doing that type of workout program. But in reality, whether they do the Transform 20 or not, they're still getting the all access with it in combination. So the all access is always a good one to learn about. And I would challenge each and every one of you to get very comfortable with talking about it because it is something that we hook most of our girls up with. So I let them know I think that they would be great for my boot camps and that literally this program is going to give them everything they need to meet that goal or to be successful. And you can even insert their goal up top if you'd like. I let them know that our workouts, AKA Beachbody On Demand, and if you notice, I'm not using any Beachbody lingo in this message. Okay, guys? Because the reality is no one knows what Beachbody On Demand is. No one knows like what portion fix is or 21-day fix is. What they know is that they know what Netflix is. They know what, eating their chocolate is. Like, so those are the things you want to talk about. So I always include the Netflix for workouts, and then I include what workouts they told me they're going to love. Kickboxing, dance, whatever it is. And I impart and I put that in there so that they know that they're getting all of their favorite things as a part of that subscription. I also let them know that guess what? You're not going to have to reinvest after you get your program for an entire year. And that it's all the programs come with specialized meal plans that are focused on portion control, moderation, and so you never have to miss out on enjoying. If somebody's like, the only thing in life I want is coffee, then you better write coffee right there. You better write, because the reality is the meal plans we follow, you can eat anything. If you have something you're obsessed with, that never has to come off your meal plan. And that is a win for people like me who have to have chocolate at least once a week. If you told me I couldn't have chocolate, and Sam and I, when I got signed up, had this conversation. She said, Brenna, you can still have chocolate. Like your sweets, you can still have them. And I was like, don't lie to me. She's like, no, I swear. And I was like, okay, whatever you tell me to do, I'll do it. Okay. And that is the reality, is that most of the time people are willing to deprive themselves to get these results. But in reality, if you didn't have to deprive yourself and you could actually make this a lifestyle and not a 30-day quick fix that in reality you end up gaining the weight back, wouldn't you pay anything for that? Like I would have paid any amount of money for that. So we're really focusing on that. We also want to let them know that they're getting 30 shakes and that that's a meal for them. You want to reiterate this because you want people to get in the mindset of this is not a protein powder. This is not some little measly, 100-calorie thing that's all of a sudden going to be like, oh, cool, you're charging me for how much for protein? This is not a protein powder. This is a superfood shake that is your breakfast and the best thing you can fuel your body with. And then the last thing is a lot of these other bonus things are partially to our teams. The clean eating recipe book, if you don't know about that, on Beachbody On Demand, you have access to Fixate, which is a clean eating recipe book that has things like mac and cheese for your kids, okay? Clean eating, fits meal plans, tacos, burgers, like all the things that moms would give their left arm for. They don't want to cook meals for themselves and their kids. This is a great option and a very much a selling tool, something I talk about on a regular basis. Our family page. So if you're on Team Thick and Thin, we have a family page. I know Sam has a community page. That is something that a lot of women crave. They want to have that support and that where they can share funny things they saw or share their victories or their struggles. So I talk about that because that is part of what they're getting. I also let them know that they're a lifetime member to my boot camps. That if you fall off for 3 months, mean that you can't jump right and get back on with me. And the last thing, and the most important thing, guys, and I think a lot of times as coaches we forget, we are an incentive. We are part of this bundle because there are 400,000 Beachbody coaches and they're choosing to talk to you. They're choosing to respond to you, and there's a reason for that. It's not because of the Beachbody program, because they could go buy the Beachbody program on the website and never have a conversation with you. They're having that conversation because they love you and what you stand for. So I want you to include that in your invite. I want you to talk about how this is something that you're going to help them do, and also let them know that you are there to support them along the way. Whether you're a brand new coach or not, if you don't know the answer, that's okay. There's plenty of resources and places and people to talk to get the answer. So don't be scared of saying, I'm going to help you, and then needing to ask for help. We all did it. We've all been there. That doesn't make you any less of a coach. I still just messaged our upline about the Transform 20 program literally 2 days ago. So it's a revolving door. We don't know everything, and we're not claiming to be experts. Okay. So the last part and the final part, these are the biggest things I want to impose upon you guys, and I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know this is a lot of information. The biggest things I want you to do is when you're inviting, I want you to have confidence about inviting. Whether you're jumping on your Instagram stories and you're on a 30-second video saying, hey, I'm starting a new boot camp in 2 weeks. You need to be there, girl. I want you with me. This is what I'm offering. Or it's on a post or it's in an invite like we're talking about. Invite with confidence because you said yes for a reason. You are here for a reason, and everyone deserves to have that in their life. So don't be that person to not invite them and then have them be invited by somebody else to some shitty, less version of this, and then them end up being disappointed again. Because I was that girl. I tried every diet in the book. I invested in every bull crap thing you can think of. And if Sam hadn't invited me to be in her boot camp for like 6 months straight, I would still be doing that today and not be the person I am. So I'm thankful to her every day that she invited me and that she secretly talked my husband into getting a program and surprising me. Okay? So you need to allow those people to say yes to you, but the only way that they will is if you invite them and you have confidence about what you're able to offer them. Second thing, if you want to increase your paycheck, as in you're doing this business, you're helping lots of people, but also this is a job, guys. We want to make money. So if you're doing those things and you want to increase your paycheck, you want to increase the people you're helping, then you need to increase the amount of invites you're sending. So if you're somebody like how I was, where I was like, I want to go Star Diamond, I want my paychecks to be supplemental, I want this to be a full-time business, I wasn't sending 5 invites a day. I was sending 50 invites a day, 100 invites a day. So when I say I'm doing these invites, you see what I'm sending people. I'm not hand typing those every time. I'm sending these invites, and when people respond to me, I'm having genuine, real conversations. But I'm opening the door to hundreds of people in a week, like 500 people in a week. I'm saying, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. And those who are ready will respond to me and we'll have a conversation, okay? Third, don't be afraid of no, and don't take it personally, which I said numerous times throughout this, and I'm going to say it again. Don't be afraid of no. No just means no for right now. It doesn't mean no forever. Remember, in November, I had 10 girls who all said no to me at various times say yes. And I didn't even have to ask them. They said voluntarily, said, please, my turn, okay? But you have to invite them and continue to show up, and them to tell you no, and you to be okay with no, for them to come around and say yes. This is a 3 to 6 month out business. So the people you invite today are the people who will be saying yes to you in 3 months from now. So if you want to increase your team, if you want to increase your paychecks. If you want your boot camps to grow, you need to be inviting now. So that way in April, you're going to see that effect. And unfortunately, in this type of business, people tend to quit this business or fall off before they even hit 3 months, which this is a 3-month out business. So they end up falling off or dropping off or not having enough confidence in themselves to take advantage of it. And they end up stopping before they ever even got to see the success and see those people with the real results, the 30-pound weight loss, the people who make it all worth it. Objections are just questions, and clarifications help them say yes. And that's what this whole training was about saying, don't take people asking you questions or saying like, I'm not sure about right now. It's not about you. It's about them, and it's helping them say yes. And then the last part is keep it short. You know, you don't have a ton of time to be formulating the perfect message, and I guarantee you no one knows that the message is perfect. Half the time I have misspelled words, and later I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say SUV. The other day I said, oh, you know, I'm going to send you an SUV, and I meant it autocorrected from invite. How that happened, I don't know, you know. But the reality is she's just like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, mom brain, mom life. You know, let them know you're a real person. You're not a robot. So just keep it short. You have an hour a day for this business. Use your hour to maximize, to talk to the most people and to help the most people. Because the reality is you have to invite more people, and for them to respond to you, for you to be able to help them. And if you don't invite them, they can't say yes. And also, if you don't invite them and that doesn't give you the opportunity to hear no from them either, and move on. You don't want to continue to have to talk to somebody who's really not interested, right? No just means, okay, you're not my tribe. You're not about this. That's okay. This isn't for everybody. But the ones it is for, wouldn't you be sad if you didn't get a chance to get to know them? Like if your best friend that you're going to summit with next year is waiting to meet you, and you haven't met them yet, and you won't meet them unless you show up for your business, wouldn't it make you think twice about inviting them? I can truly say that. I mean, girls on this call right now, I would consider friends of mine who I talk to regularly, I would have never met if I wasn't on social media inviting to coaching and to the boot camps. And I'm very thankful to have those relationships. So don't be scared. The only person who is going to be affected by you being scared is the person you were meant to help who's not getting helped. And don't do that to them. That's not cool. So anyways, that's it. That's my little preachy preach. Did I miss anything in the chat? Oh, yeah, exactly. So I think that's it. Do you guys have any questions? I hope I didn't talk too fast. Please just unmute yourself or comment in the chat if you have a question, or if that all made sense, then I would be surprised.
And this is definitely going to be one that if you're watching the recording or if you're with us right now live, that you're going to want to maybe come back to. And it was a lot of information, but it was really great information. But in the beginning, I remember feeling like, man, I just struggled getting out a couple invites. But you have to just start sending them, because action builds confidence. Brenna didn't just wake up one day and was like, this is the perfect verbiage for me. She thought through it, and she sent invites that kind of felt a little weird until she got the words that sounded perfect for her. And just like she said, my invites look super similar, but they have different, it flows different, it says different things, because when I talk on my Instagram stories, when Brenna talks on her Instagram stories, when you talk on your Instagram stories, you want your words to sound just like when you type it out in an invite, so that they already know you. They're like, oh, this is the girl who I watch every day do her thing. So if you have questions, always, you know, you can specifically message Brenna. She will answer you. But also you could comment like on the team call feed in her page or my page, and we will answer you.
And would you guys like me, I did take all of those things. Those are like real things I use in conversations. I do have them on like a list that I share with my coaches. If you guys want, I can share them in the team page, so you guys can kind of pull from them and use them as.
I'm going to tell you that they're going to want them. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll do that as well. I know it was a lot of information, but the biggest thing, guys, is just doing it. Just doing the invite, whether it sounds, like Sam said, whether it sounds weird or whether you're comfortable with it. all of that is not, you know, Sam and I are not some Instagram star that, you know, you just met. We're like two real people who have craziness and moms, and, you know, our hair is most of the time lots of dry shampoo. So we're not like these like people that you can't touch or see. Like, we're real people who show up and invite and get to embrace this business and build an income doing it. So all of you can.
So we have one question in the feed about, so
Yeah.
sometimes that is hard because people don't answer on our timelines, they answer on their timeline. So that's why if it feels like you're pushing your agenda, like I got to fill up my challenge group tomorrow, or I have to make Success Club by tomorrow, and they're not, like, if you're just barely talking about their goals, and if they're not answering you, I mean, you could send like a quick, like, hey, what are your fitness goals? I didn't hear back from you. But don't say, like, don't consider them done. Just be super excited that you already have somebody on the hook for your next fit camp or boot camp. So that's my advice to that. Brenna, what do you think?
And Sam, I think she also wants to know, she's saying, like, when you're inviting like family members or people who
close. I thought she meant like close to the fit camp. Sorry, just kidding. You take it then.
Oh, okay. So like people who like, and am I right? Is that what you're trying to say? Like, when there are people who are close to you, you don't want them to make them feel like they have to. At the same time, they're like shooting you with all these questions, and you're like, okay, I'm just going to answer it and whatever. Okay. So this is what I found. People you don't know are going to do that to you as well, because they want you to feel like they're like, oh, this boot camp, what's that? And they send you 5 or 6 messages. So what I typically do, if it's people that I know already, if we're messaging or whatever, I'm going to respond to one thing. But again, we want to make this about them. So I pull the question that typically is something that like stands out to me. So most of the time people, and maybe you can tell me if I'm wrong, but people most of the time want to ask me, how much does it cost? When does it start? What do I get? And what do I have to do? Does that sound about right for like the things? So typically what I start with is I let them know what the boot camp is. And then I let them know about, you know, I answer 2 questions in one. So I'll say like, this is what the boot camp is. And in regards to cost or how much, you know, I let them know that they're all free, and I kind of combine those 2 answers. And then I get back to asking them about the program. So the reality is most of those things, what do they have to do? And what is it going to involve? And what do they get? All of that's going to be answered when you're asking them about the program. So I usually let them know, like, everybody's doing a different program. Can I ask you a couple questions? And then I go through that process. And then at the end, they still have other questions. Typically, it's more focused. It's not so like, oh my God. But it also makes them feel like you're not just telling them, hey, do this thing for me. Because when I think sometimes when people are close to us, we worry that they're going to be like, oh, so now I have to do this just because you're my family member. When in reality, we want them to feel like this is about them too. So if it's over Messenger, I'll ask them those questions. If it's not over Messenger, then I usually kind of give them just a little spiel. Like, I'm like, if you already know what their goals are, if you already know what they're trying to do, because let's say it's your sister or something, and you're like, we already talk about this all the time, you know, whatever it is, then I let her know, like, hey, we all know, like, I'm trying to build muscle. That's what I'm trying to do. And we all know that you told me you want to lose weight. So what we do in these boot camps, we check in. I usually will show them the app. And I say, you know, we work out 30 minutes a day. We drink a shake. We follow a meal plan. It's really freaking awesome. And then let them ask you another question. So I really try to slow down my thought process, slow down my communication, and then make them slow down. You know, answer one question and then ask them a question. So then again, it's not you going like this because you're like on quick fire because they keep coming at you. When in reality, this is about them. So let them answer the questions themselves. Let them tell you what they need. Let them tell you how you're going to help them, kind of a thing. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. That's typically what I do anyways. I usually pull one question and then just kind of put it back on them because then it answers itself. Anyone else? Joni or Marlene, I saw that you were on. No? Okay, cool. So, ladies, thank you so much for jumping on. I know it's late, and I'm sorry I went a little bit over my time, but I know it was a lot of information. I tried to talk really fast to make sure I got it all in. Like I said, I'll share the scripts. All of you who I see on and who are going to be watching this recording, you all have coaches who are doing this currently. Anyone who is a leader on these teams, they're doing this process. So please don't feel like you can't reach out to them, but also you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Sam, like if you have more in-depth specific questions. Because even though you have like a coach, we're all one big team, one big family, and we're all here to help you. And we want you to see success, whatever that means for you. So don't get overwhelmed by the information. Please feel free sometimes to sleep on it if you need to, and come back tomorrow and ask more questions or whatever. Or as you're going through stuff, I know some of my girls, they'll be having conversations and they'll message me and say like, what do I say? You know, or whatever. Don't be scared to do that in the beginning, because we've all done it. I've done it. Sam's done it. We've all done it. So I want you guys to have a great night. We're going to stop the recording. And, Sam